start the recording, and if everybody else could mute, I'll just go through a few introductions.
Charlie,
Yes.
what do I see here? This little box that says, please run IV cam.
Oh, that is what one of our guests, Charlie, being his last name is Cantor.
Oh,
And
a different Charlie. Okay.
yeah, and that's what he has for his screensaver. I don't believe he has the camera running.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but good point. It's not an intruder. He's a real
Well,
person.
I thought it might have been you putting up another session for some reason.
No, 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 no. Can everybody see the captions?
Yep, they're fine.
All right. First, I want to recognize our caption writer, Cindy Thompson, from AI Live Media now. It is partially and was ACS. And we want to recognize Caption Call for underwriting the cost of providing captions. You can, as far as questions, you can raise your hand or use the emoji raise hand, and we can answer some questions at any time. You can also answer them via chat or ask them via chat. And also, I want to remind you to fill out the evaluation, which is found at the bottom of the Zoom invitation that was sent out last night. So what we're going to do is start off our program. And the first one up to present is Lauren Gallistill. So Lauren, take it away.
Okay, first of all, I want to say that Marcia just posted a chat that she couldn't see the captions. And I think, Marcia, all you have to do is go to the bottom of the page and press the CC icon that says live transcript. Is that what we want, Charlie?
Actually, it's best to click on the up pointing caret next to the right of the CC, and it will bring up a menu that says view subtitles.
Yeah, and she said she didn't see the CC, but you have to move your cursor to the bottom of the page and then you'll see a bunch of icons popping up.
Right. And if you click on the little tiny arrow. Oh, good. Okay, great.
Okay, so what I want to talk about today, just briefly, and Eric will be speaking after I'm done, is I think everybody's familiar with the Virtual Demo Center. We've been working on an update to that. I mentioned it briefly a couple of sessions ago, but we weren't that far along with it at that time. So I just wanted to revisit that. And I'm going to share my screen now so that you can see what the new version will look like. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, can you see that okay? It says Virtual Demo Center.
Yes.
And that's what you'll see if you, when we go live with this version, you'll see that. Currently, you'll see the version that we've had up for some time. But anyway, just to review, you go to the hearinglossrochester.org webpage and look for Virtual Demo Center, and then click on that, and it will take you to the page that we're on here. One of the things we did is we realized that in order to see the devices, to get to the devices page, to look at assistive listening devices that we have in our live demo center, people had to click probably like 3 times before they got there. So we decided to make that easier. We still have our VDC guide and our VDC overview for first timers if they wanted to read that. And we still have the ability to leave a question or comment, suggestions by clicking wherever you see the orange underlined links. that takes you directly there. So what I'm going to do is, suppose I'm a first-time user, I'm just going to say, well, I don't want to see all that. I just want to see the devices. So I'll click continue to the main page, and it takes me right there. When I get here, or when you get here, you'll see that we've added one new section, and that is more device options. The first section, of course, is Demo Center devices. So if you click on that, and that's where I'm going to start. I'm really just going to look at this section and that section briefly today. Uh, all the rest you've either seen before or you can explore by yourself. So let's go to Demo Center devices. And this has been changed quite a bit.
Wait, Lauren, may I
Yeah.
just make one comment?
Yes.
I'm pretending I'm brand new and naive, which I really am. Instead of saying go to the main page, wonder if you were to say see devices or include virtual demonstration center devices instead of main page, because main page is ambiguous for someone new and devices if that's what they're looking for. So anyways, just something to think about.
That is an excellent comment, and I will make that change. Thank you, Sue. Okay, so on the Demo Center devices page, let's go there. And one of the things that we've done is switch the order of the way these are presented. Somebody had pointed out that, the most likely thing that people are looking for is something to help with personal listening. So we put personal listening right at the top. We used to have the alerting devices, and that, even in the live demo center, they were rarely asked for. So this should be more reflective of what people really want. And so the second thing is, and this is more significant, on almost all of the things that you can click on, all of the devices that we have here, and I'm just scrolling through quickly to show you the full range. Everything you click on, instead of going to the manufacturer's page directly for that one device, you go to a intermediate page which gives you a few options. And the first option is to do what we used to do. Just click here to leave this website and check the product details on the manufacturer's website. So that's something everybody is familiar with. Another option, people might say, even after they've gone to the manufacturer's website, they might think, well, gee, I'd really like to buy this from some other source if I can. So option 2 is to click here. In fact, I'm going to click the 3 options to show you. The first one is the manufacturer's website. And this is a little slow through Zoom. It takes you to Williams Audio Video. And there you can see the Pocket Talker 2.0 that we just clicked on, as well as some other things. All right, and then you click on that on their website, and it'll give you all kinds of information about it. The price, the specs, videos that are really good. So I'm going to just cancel out of that website, and that's where you get back to the virtual demo center. And now I want to say, well, what if I want to see other purchasing options? I click on that, and what happens underneath the hood is that a preset search is made to bring up, just like if you're doing a Google search, so you'll see all these different links here. And this makes the demo center site a little bit more complicated, but I think most people are familiar with that list of options, the list of links that you see. Here you see you can buy it from Williams Sound. Here you can buy it from Amazon. So I'll click on Amazon just as an example. And you can see there the price is $189. And you can still get to a description of what it is. So I think that should help people as well. The other thing that you'll see on this page is that they show you alternative products. Some of these might be relevant to what you're looking for and some might not. Okay, so that's option number 2. And I'm going to cancel out of that and go back to the virtual demo center. And then the third option is people might say, well, I sort of like that, but I'd like to see something else like it, but not that product in particular. So you can click on this and you'll see all different links that take you to different related products, or possibly it'll take you to a page that just has information about hearing products, but it won't be a retailer page. So you have to sift through that and sort of pull out the things that are relevant to you. Now, if I were, again, I'm going to click on Amazon. And actually, this one takes you to one specific device, which is a hearing amplifier. And if I look at that, I'd say, well, that's not really what I'm looking for. So I'm going to click on some other pages. And you just go through and search and see if you can find something that's interesting to you. There you go, personal amplifiers. I'm not familiar with this website at all. And just as a reminder, even though we're showing a link to the website, doesn't mean that we endorse it. HLAA doesn't endorse it, or the products that they sell. That's true of everything, though, that we talk about. So that's the way the website will work in the future, hopefully very near future. Last time I said it would be 2 weeks, and it's been 2 months, I think. So, and you'll notice here it says, if you leave the website by clicking here, you return to this website by closing the external website page. That's just Xing it out. Let me see. Is there anything else that I wanted to mention?
Does anybody have any questions of Lauren? This is really phenomenal, Lauren. I can just appreciate all of the branching and the what if possibilities you had to take into account. I can almost see the flow chart.
Yeah, it's just a
It's-
hierarchical tree, right?
Lauren, has National seen what you've done?
I've not talked to anybody about it, no.
Oh, my Lord. I cannot imagine that they have anyone at National who has put together something like this. And
Well, yeah, but you never know. There might be other things out there. I've looked, but I've never found them, but there could be there.
would you mind if I just send this to National and just say, you just might want to take a look at what Lauren Gallistow, our chapter member, has put together for our website?
Well, yeah, but I would say what our technology team has put together. Because really, everybody has had a hand in it.
You're very humble. You're humble. Are they all awake at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning thinking about this? And you are?
I didn't sleep for about a year, really.
I know. And I have one totally different question. Who is Mr. Hull?
Who is?
Where is Mr. Hull from? I don't know. We don't know him. I don't know him. I don't. It says Pam Hull.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's Ms. Hull. You
What
see
do
her.
you need to know about? I was the one that told about my rear ending.
Yeah, most people
You know.
didn't hear that, Pam. Maybe if we have a little bit towards the end.
Oh, okay.
It's
let's
not
hear
really
that.
related to the virtual demo center, but it really hits home as far as our healthcare group. So we may put you back on again.
Just tell me, is she
Just,
from Rochester? Are you from Rochester, Pam?
Susan, I'm from Boulder, Colorado,
Wow.
but I'm joining your chapter.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
I just want to make a comment on the work that Lauren has done. I do a lot of shopping on the internet, and the search capability he's put together here is as powerful as anything I've seen.
Mhm.
To search around and then go back, to not have to back out of everything and go back in again. That's a really powerful feature but the ability to start with something and then look around at other like devices and so forth, beautiful. Very.
It is. And who? Oh, Ellie Holzhauer. Hi. How are you, Ellie? I'm sorry, I just haven't seen Ellie in about a good year, maybe 2 years. She was one of Jeanette Cantor's best friends.
Okay.
And Ellie, you're muted.
There you go.
Do I ask questions? How does this work? I have a question.
Just ask, go ahead, Ellie, ask away.
I wonder what kind of application. I have a new television and it does have Bluetooth, but it says that I need something, some application, some other product to get a direct sound to my hearing aid. I have an Oticon. It's got Bluetooth, but I use a microphone, but it's still a secondary transcription. What do I need to plug in to my television to get direct voice to my hearing aid? Is there a product?
Eric, are you able to address that? Because your hearing aids connect directly, don't they?
Yeah, I had Oticons before I got my current age. I had an Oticon TV connector that went straight to my hearing aids. Now, I think it depends on what model Oticon you have. Some of the Oticons require a thing you wear around your neck that operates your telephone, your TV, all those types of things. Your audiologist can tell you what your particular model requires.
See, Art has a comment as well.
I use Oticon, and I have a box that I bought from Oticon that it has an optical input into the back of the computer, and you control it off of your smartphone, and it takes the signal right to your Bluetooth hearing aids, and it works great. I'm sure there are cheaper solutions than that because Oticon's a little bit expensive, but I bought it to stay with the product line because I didn't know what I was doing at the time. It's about 5 years old right now, but it works very, very well. And there's no physical wire connection between the TV and me. I can move around. I can walk into other rooms. In fact, I gotta take a minute and tell you a story. I got this thing, took it home. It was near lunchtime. I hooked it up to my TV. Obama was president at the time, and he happened to be speaking on the news. So I'm listening to him through my hearing aids, and it's like, wow, this is fantastic. And I walked from the family room at one end of the house out into the kitchen, and I'm still listening to Obama, and I'm making a sandwich. And my wife walks up to me, and she says something. And of course, I don't hear her because I'm listening to Obama. She pokes me on the shoulder.
Well,
and says,
what was,
so
what is this?
she says, see, I just gotten the new hearing aids about a week before. She says, she pokes me, she says, you solve one problem and you create another.
Lauren, can you go back? Can you find that in the
That's
accessories for the Oticon? It's called a TV streamer, but they have a specific name for it. And Ellie, how old is your TV? Ellie, did you hear my question?
You know what? I'm listening on my iPad and I don't get as clear. I meant to put it on my iPhone that I get it directly to my ear because I'm missing what you're saying. So let me get back here. I'm gonna go on my iPad, on my iPhone. I'm gonna shut this off and Zoom on my,
Okay, very good.
okay, now I'm here.
Yeah, that's the box right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ellie is back with us.
Okay, I'm not in yet. I switched to my phone.
Oh, here you go. You'll be back in.
Okay.
Charlie, we may have some background noise and I'm not co-host to help with.
I'm working on it. Yes, thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's see, I turned off. Okay, Ellie, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think the volume is still coming through her iPad though.
That's correct. Although
Okay.
I've put her iPad into the waiting room.
Okay.
That may have done it.
Art, do you want to go ahead again and describe? Oh, Art, you're on mute.
You can't see my pointer, can you?
Oh, no, I can't, but I'll move it around.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's the box. It's only about, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches wide and maybe 1.5 inches or 2 inches thick. I mean, the width of it. And you just put it wherever it's convenient, where you got to be able to reach a power source. It has pretty good length power cord. And you also need this link to it from your TV. So you can't be too far away from the TV. And that little head there, on my TV, there's an optical input, and you just stick it in the optical input and you're good to go. So if you have the Otacon app on your smartphone, I think it comes right up. I don't think I had to reprogram anything. I think I recognize it.
So where do I get this box?
I bought it through my audiologist, but I'm sure these guys on the tech team can tell you different ways to acquire it.
Okay, my audiologist has a plug-in box for $300, and I thought that was expensive. Is that?
This at the time was new. It was a new product at the time, and it cost $175, which I thought was high at the time, but I took it anyhow.
Can I interject by saying, I know of somebody that has the same thing, and I think that is what they're getting if you get it from Oticon, but I can see I think Lauren is looking for an alternative source, but I think they are, the TV streamers are $300.
Oh, okay.
Dan, you have a question?
Well,
No, I did know if there was something else, or if it is, since the television is a new, I bought this television this fall.
Okay.
And I know that it has Bluetooth, so I thought maybe there was something that an alternative to this Connect line for Oticon. And I have 2 televisions, so do I need one for each television?
Yes, I believe you do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm glad to hear that you have a new TV, because it likely has the connection that it's a wire that has to go from the back of the TV into this box. And it's very likely that that's possible, which I believe when you buy the streamer, you get the cable that goes with it. But
Yes.
yeah, there you go. There's the back.
Yeah.
See those little square ports? They're really they're really kind of hard to see. See these little, can you see my little circles here?
Yeah.
Those are the connections. There would be a similar one on the back of your TV, and there's a cable that goes between the TV and these connectors. And once you plug this box in, it should come right on. But I think, folks, if I'm not mistaken, you do have to get this. You can get it from Amazon, but it looks like the price is the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think my audiologist might have given it to me at his cost.
Okay, well, that clarifies that. Now I'm going to get another television from another room, and I was told that I may not need, that the newer televisions may be equipped with whatever is needed. Somebody gave me a name of something in a new television that already is equipped to audio transfer directly to your hearing aid. So I don't know. I guess when I will have to investigate that. But thank you for this information. I actually have that information from my audiologist, but thought there was an alternative to that box.
Hey, Ellie, if you could, when you get the information about the television that can transmit directly to your hearing aids, could you let us know about that?
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
And as far as Bluetooth, I think the way Bluetooth works on the television is that I think it might be for receiving only, so that you could stream, let's say, music on your smartphone and stream it to the television to play through those speakers if you wanted to. Not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Dan, you had your hand up?
Yeah, when you got your hearing aids, did they give you any kind of mini mic with your hearing aids?
I do have a mini mic, and I use it. I use it with the television. I put it right in front of the television, although
Okay.
I'm not sure where the speaker is. It might be in the back, but that gives me a clearer audio on Netflix, but not necessarily on my local channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put it behind the screen, you'll get better sound because all of the TVs have their speakers in the back.
Oh, okay. So
The other thing is with new TVs, a lot of them do not have a headphone jack. All they've got is an optical output. Now the TV adapter comes with an optical cable, but that's what you're going to end up using probably.
Oh.
And then another thing to think about, I don't know if your mini mic has a port for a headphone jack. If it does, that might be an option, providing the TV has a headphone jack. If not, you can use that port into your laptop and hear a lot better, or even your iPad, and which is what I use for my laptop. There are other options that you can go with that we have at the demo center. You know, you can loop your chair and, and sit in that chair, all the time. I'm gonna mute and connect that way. So there are other options that are a lot cheaper. And then the other thing I want to say is to check, if you know the exact model that you need, check eBay. Some people buy these things and don't use them, and then they sell them on eBay. And I've gotten extra streamers. They are $300, but I gotten one recently for $40.
Mm-hmm.
And it works fine. I hooked it up and it worked great. Of course, there's a risk, but if they're willing to take returns, that keeps you safe. And eBay has a policy to really, keep the consumer safe. But, make sure you get the right item. Sometimes there are multiple TV streamers for Oticon, and you got to make sure you get the right one for the Oticon that you wear. So if you know what you're looking for in the model number, go ahead and check eBay. It might be one there for cheap.
That's a
I
good point.
probably won't do that. I don't do eBay. I don't do anything online, and I
Okay.
am not
Yeah. I
very, very knowledgeable about technology. I use my iPhone, my iPad, but I have a lot to learn.
And that's
So
the other.
Just
That's
just
the
so
other
what,
thing. Wait, Eric. That's the other thing I noticed. If you can pair with your smartphone, your hearing aids, you should be able to pair those hearing aids with your iPad.
well,
And
I have to turn off Bluetooth on my phone
Mhm,
and turn it on with my iPad. I tried
exactly.
that. It did not work. My
It's just-
iPad is 3 years old, and I think I need a new iPad. My iPad
Maybe.
shuts off periodically. So
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
if a 3-year-old iPad is the technology is different, but it did not work. I know
Okay.
yeah.
All right, and then have Lauren maybe go to the website. There are other options. Like I said, a mat you can put on your chair and use your T-coil. I don't know if you have a T-coil in your hearing aid. There are other options. So.
Well, I just play the devil's advocate with that one. I tried a loop in my living room, so that I could pick up the signal with the telecoil and play it right into my ears. I didn't like the sound quality at all. And the reason I didn't like it is that my hearing aids, because I have a high frequency hearing loss, it's really accenting the high frequencies. So I got all the high frequencies, but I didn't get the lows, and it sounded really tinny. Now, some people might have a different experience, but for me, that was not a good choice. The other thing is, as far as Pam and I were just talking about the same situation yesterday. She also had tried her mini mic with the TV and was asking me if, what I thought about that. And I told her, in my experience with my Phonax, when I tried a mini mic and put it behind the TV next to the speakers, I could hear it okay, but the sound quality, again, was just not really all that good. When I use my Compilot and my TV Link box, like Art was describing, the sound quality is beautiful, for music or voice. And I think the satisfaction you get from that is worth the money. For me, it is.
yeah, just a quickie. I use Phoenix now too, Lauren. I recently acquired a thing called a partner mic, which is like a mini mic, presumably. But I put this behind the TV. I've got 4 TVs. Only one of them's got a connector on it. So the other 3, I just slide this behind the TV, and it works very adequately for my use. Now, I'm not a music aficionado, but for understanding the dialogue and the speech and everything, it's great.
Well, maybe I will try putting my speaker behind my television. I haven't done that. That will work better, I'm sure. I didn't know exactly where the speaker was. I have so much to learn about the technology of my television. I'm still having trouble with my new television, switching from Netflix to local channels. And that's been a big problem for me because I've had different, it doesn't always work the same way. But that's another thing. I don't have anybody to really help me with the technology. I have had Spectrum out here a couple of times to help me, and I have everything written down, and yet it doesn't always work switching from Netflix to local, even though I tune in my cable. I mean, anyway.
Ellie, you sound like you're pretty adept at all this, and I have to say, welcome to the club, because switching back and forth between the antenna and spectrum and all of this is a royal pain.
Oh, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's really, I then go to my other television. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's very frustrating. I don't have a problem getting Netflix, but it's the switching back to a program that I want to watch on a local channel. And I do have my cable box connected. That's the thing I hadn't been doing. But even with that, it does not always switch. Very temperamental. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. In any case, I thank you very much for your help, and I'll try my microphone, and maybe I will invest in that Oticon box for $300. I thought that there had to be some alternative because that was pretty expensive, but if that works that well, it would be worth it.
Ellie, if you get the Oticon box, there's a little instruction book that's about as big as the box, little book.
Oh,
And it's very easy
I'm going to have somebody come out here. I am not.
Look in that book, because there's a lot of things you can do with that thing in terms of pairing and so forth. That book tells you exactly how to do it. And if you're trying to do it without reading the book like I did, you can get yourself kind of messed up, and then you say, what do I do now? But the book is pretty good. The other thing I just want to mention is when you're in Netflix, I use Netflix a lot. And when you're in Netflix, you have to back out of Netflix. You have to end Netflix before you try to go someplace else, or weird things start to happen. So I'm just saying, if you're not backing fully out of Netflix, make sure you're on Netflix before you try to go someplace else.
Okay. Does that mean that I shut the television off completely?
No.
Or I go to home? I go to home.
You'll go to home on Netflix, and then you'll probably see a thing that says end Netflix. Down in the stack there under home, there's a whole bunch of selections. Go down to the bottom where it says end Netflix and click on that, and that gets Netflix out of the way.
I think it says exit. Yeah.
A thought just occurred to me based on what Ellie was talking about. And this is really for all of us on the, I guess, all of us volunteers here. I wonder if we could somehow use Zoom to help people remotely with things like this. For instance, if we had a Zoom session with Ellie, and she was trying to hook something up, couldn't we just try to, fumble our way through it and see if that would help? And it would be more like what we really try to do in the demo center when we're in person. It's a thought. Ellie, in fact, if you wanted to try that, I'd make that offer to you that I wouldn't mind at least trying it to see if we could help remotely with a remote Zoom session, and then see what you're trying to hook up and try to help you figure out why it's not working or how to hook other devices up.
Does Eleanor live in Rochester or no?
I live in Pittsford. It's actually Henrietta. I live off Stone Road, closer to Witten Road.
Okay.
So yes, I live in Rochester. I live, it's actually Henrietta. I have a Pittsford address.
Yeah.
So I don't know where everybody else is, but that's where I am.
Oh, so we really could meet in person to do that if you would like. I don't know about everybody else, but I've had both of my shots, and I think I'm okay to talk to people in person.
That would be fine. I've had both shots, and I feel much freer about being in contact with someone else who has had shots. So But in any case, I will try my remote button and back, see how that works, and talk with my audiologist about the, I have a few things online and that I'm thinking about, and I also do want to get another television. I have a high frequency loss, and even with the hearing aid, I do not hear well. Everything is very echoey, and in a conversation with more than one person, it's impossible to understand anybody, especially in a room. Outside is much better if there's no noise interference. But I've talked to my audiologist about this, so I don't know. My hearing is everybody's hearing is different. I've had a big drop in my discrimination skills, so it isn't the loudness; it's the understanding the sound of, the people that talk fast are a nightmare. You all know that.
Yeah. Yeah, hearing and noise especially is really difficult. Everybody I've talked to has, who has hearing loss has the same problem.
Yeah.
Folks, do we have any other questions related to this issue? We do have another topic, but I have to ask Eric, we have a little under 15 minutes left. How long would you need?
No, I don't need long at all, Charlie. I was just going to describe the two software packs.
All right, why don't you go ahead and we'll leave a little bit of time for questions at the end.
Most of us are familiar with CapTel and caption call and so forth. Getting a telephone that converts your caller's speech to text. The interesting thing I found, I don't use a landline, but you can get apps now for your phone that will convert speech to text. And generally they give you a choice between a live transcriptionist and automatic speech recognition via the computer. I found that the ASR works great. I have two of these programs that I'm evaluating. I don't know if you can see this. One is called InnoCaption, INNOCAPTION, and the other one is a Hawaiian developed program that just came out as an advertiser for HLAA, Olelo, OLELO. Okay, both of them are similar. You self-certify as needing it. They assign a separate number, because that's how they get paid when you use it. They assign a separate number, and you use that number. It automatically connects with your current contacts list, so you can dial it no problem. And I can see if I can call one of them up here. Yeah, this is InnoCaption, which a lot of us have. It was one of the first ones on the market. The screen looks like this, just like your telephone dialer. And you can get to your contacts. You can adjust the size of the captioning and so forth. And anything that your caller says appears as text on the screen, which is handy. Now you can give your callers the new number, or you can call, you get a hold of your telephone service provider. A lot of them have a call forwarding service, so that anybody who calls your old number is automatically forwarded to this new number, and it comes through with text for you. So that's handy. Now, and it's free. There's no charge for it. They get paid by a government fund based on your usage. Another one that's available is called Olelo, You can see let's see if I can get it. The light isn't very good here. But again, the keypad is very similar. The thing I like about Olilo so far is it doesn't just show what your caller is saying, it also shows what you're saying, just like a text message does back and forth. And I find that kind of useful. Both of them are fast, both of them are free, and both of them are dead easy to use. You don't have to be a geek or a graduate engineer to figure them out. You download them from your Play Store or whatever. It's free to download. Once it's there, you put it on your screen, tap it, and you're in. It works really well. The only thing I have found is I tried to dial my voicemail from the caption, and it didn't want to do that. The link isn't there. I have to use my regular dialer, my regular phone service in order to get into call waiting. Fred, you had a question?
Yes, I have a question regarding the smartphone. Now, I don't think anybody that's online here has a cochlear implant. I do not have a smartphone. My question is, there is an adapt that's available for the cochlear feature. I'm wondering now if you get this app on your phone, do they send you instructions on how to use these apps?
I haven't had any trouble. Now, I don't have cochlear implants, but I do have phone going directly into my hearing aids, and using the new apps, no problem. The voice automatically goes to my hearing aids, just like my regular smartphone telephone service. So I'm guessing it must work about the same as whatever you've got for your cochlear implants.
Now the question there again, do you get instructions, printed instructions when you sign up for an app? That's one of the questions that I have.
Yeah, the apps come with a menu choice, and you can select explanations on how to use all of the features and so forth. So the user's manual is kind of embedded in the app. So there's complete instructions with it. And like I say, to download the app is free. So if you wonder whether it'll work with your existing aids and so forth, you download it and try it. And if it doesn't, you uninstall it.
But you don't get a physical piece of paper with instructions on it. That's my question.
No, they don't have that.
And now, again, unfortunately, none of these people that are signed in today have a cochlear implant. And I was just wondering if it is better if I go ahead and buy a smartphone, what advantages is it going to have as far as my cochlear? I mean, I'm so satisfied with my cochlear implant. I mean, I can't complain one bit, other than the fact I should have two of them. But I didn't know if the advantage of an app is helpful, even for you people with the hearing aids.
You should talk with Marlene or Peter Fackler. Both of them have smartphones, and I'm not sure if they're connected into them, but I would suspect at least one of those two would have it and answer your question, whether it's worth getting a smartphone or not.
Okay, that was Marlene.
Marlene or Pete Fackler. Both of them have smartphones.
Okay.
Fred, which cochlear do you have? Which cochlear implant?
Cochlear.
Cochlear, okay.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the accessories or the apps that are available.
Probably Cochlear Americas.
Yes, the Cochlear America does have a free app.
Okay.
But I gotta have the phone first.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'd sort of like to know if it's going to do anything for you before you go ahead and buy it, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything right offhand. Okay.
I mean, I'll say if your cochlear implant works like our hearing aids, where it connects with the phone, by all means, it's going to be the best thing because you're going to hear with both ears instead of just one, and your work understanding will go through the roof. So if you're able to, by all means, do it. But I do suggest talking with Pete and Marlene to make sure they agree. But I can tell you, it's been a world of difference from listening on one ear and going to hearing it in both ears. It's been wonderful. It's been, I mean, terrific. I couldn't be without it. So,
Okay, thank you. One further thing, Charlie, I just want to say during this whole broadcast this morning, my picture did not cut out, and I am at my daughter's. It may be Pete's meeting the other day was at night, and I wonder if that's why, could have been why there was such a drain on the internet that would have caused that. But it hasn't cut out one here today at all. It's worked perfect.
Thanks for that. Thanks for that info, Fred. There are a lot of factors and variables, but that's helpful to know. So I'll get back to you separately and we can, that's a good thing to know. So I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Folks, we
Thank you.
got about
Thank you.
6 minutes. Eric, you had one other thing to show?
Well, one other thing, I already snuck it in, and that's the tablet. This is a new device that I just found. It's a like an electronic chalkboard. And I got it to try to see if we could use it in hospital settings, and it's actually ideal. They could hang it on the end of the bed like a patient record, but it's sure a step up from the paper and pencil that a lot of them use. You just write on it like you would a chalkboard, and if you're done, you turn on the switch and push the button, and it goes blank again.
It looks like an extra sketch that the kids
It's like
use.
an electronic extra sketch, but you're using a pencil, and I got to give you the bad news. It costs $15, 15. So it's pretty cheap. And if you want to experiment, the backside is a whiteboard, so you can get the dry erase pens and write on the whiteboard if you want to. But for $15, I figured, what the heck, I'll try it, and I'm quite impressed with it. It uses a little slot here, uses a button cell. It's rated for 100,000 uses. So I don't think you're going to wear it out in a hurry.
Can you use a pen with it, like a felt tip? Any kind of a stylus? Can you use a stylus, or do you have to use your finger? It comes
with a little stylus that hooks right to it, and the stylus is on an elastic a lanyard, so it's hard to lose. What's it called? It's called New Yes. You can see if you can see it.
Electronic memo pad.
Electronic memo pad. There's several different versions. This is the simplest one, but it's 8 by 10, which I figured was a good size for the intended use. I got it on Amazon, Amazon.com. And I just searched for electronic memo pads, and up it came, or electronic chalkboards, or whatever you like. There's any number of them out there, and this one was very expensive, 8x10, very simple. Doesn't have a lot of the graphics features that some of them have, but that's not what I was looking for. I was just looking for a simple replacement for pen and pencil. And this works really great. I've been very pleased with it.
Why does it only take 1,000 images? What happens if you do, could it not take, oh, it's uses. You can just use it forever and ever, right?
Yeah, you can use it for 100,000 erasures.
That's
So,
okay. I was wondering if it was powered in any way.
well, some of the fancy ones will interface with your phone so you can upload graphics and all that. And I figured that's A, it's complicated for hospital staff, and B, you don't need it. So I just stayed with the simple version, straight chalkboard type writing, or dry erase pens on the back. Perfect.
Does it run on a battery?
It runs on a little button cell, the CR30 24s or whatever they are. The little tray that slides out, you pop one in, push it back in. But they claim that the batteries go for a year or more.
Yeah, that's a very common battery.
Yeah,
You got,
it's very common battery. Any drugstore would have them.
yeah, they use them in the things for cars now.
Yeah.
That start without a key. You can buy them in BJ's. I'm just saying that because some people say, "Oh, this battery, that's going to be a problem."
No. I bought a 6-pack at Walmart.
Yeah.
Folks, we are at the end of our allotted time for Cindy, our caption writer. Cindy, if you have to sign off, that's fine. And what I will do is stop the recording, but I'll leave the meeting running. So if Cindy, if you have to go, that's great. Thank you. You did a great job.
And I have to run. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Charlie and Dan. You guys are just, and Eric, you're all just great for putting this together. Thanks so much.
I just want
And
to.
goodbye, Pam in Colorado. And where was is Charlie the one? Is Charlie our friend from North Shore chapter on
Yes.
Long Island?
Yeah, that's
Hello there,
correct.
Charlie. How are you? Charlie from Long Island. I guess maybe Charlie.